Konnichiwa, hope everyone's good. So today I had a bit of a knife fail. A little bit disappointed with this one. I thought it could do better. But I went down to the woods with the Schrade SCHF10. Had it lying around for a while, never used it, so I thought I'll pick a nice little project, go to the woods and have a bit of play with it. So I thought I would go and carve a spoon. So I found a nice piece of birch, about 2 inches in diameter. Thought I would use this to split it, because birch is a very easy wood to split. And the Schrade is about 6-7 millimeter thick. It's just a big slab of steel, so I thought this would be perfect for that. Any other wood, I usually use an axe or a tomahawk, but with birch being a very easy wood to split, I usually just use knives as long as it's not over 2.5 inches in diameter. But if it's not full of knots, then I'll use a knife. But I've used this knife a few times for that sort of thing. It's sort of 3 millimeters thick. It's a Tops Dragonfly 4.5, made in America. Had it for 5-6 years and it's been absolutely perfect. I've probably used it about 5 or 6 times for baton and wood. I don't like baton and wood with knives, but like I say, if I think I can get away with it with a knife, then I will, just because it's easier, more precision. If you want to do precision splits, it's easier to use a knife than an axe. This one I've done the same thing with a few times. It's a Japanese Toyokini knife. It's not really a bushcraft knife or a survival knife. It's a hunting knife, but I use it for bushcraft. It's 4mm thick, white paper steel. It's not a full tang, but it's held up really nicely as well. And I think this is also about 4 or 5 years old, maybe 6, and it's still perfect knife. So this knife, first time I've tried batoning it, and it failed. It's not a catastrophic fail. I think I can buff it out and it should be fine. But I was slightly disappointed with it. Like I say, this is advertised as a full-on extreme survival knife. It should be able to baton through much thicker and tougher wood than 2-inch thick birch. So I'm not too impressed with that, especially when it's advertised as an extreme survival knife. I think this is my first and only knife that's made out of 8C or 13 MOV, but I've heard this steel doesn't like cold weather. Actually, I tell a lie, my Spyderco, the mini Spyderco, the Bug series, is 8C or 13 MOV, but that's a keychain knife, so it's not a lot of steel. But it's perfect steel for little knives like that, but not sure if it's the heat treat or the tempering. But like I say, 6-7mm thick steel. Compared that to the 3mm thick Tops, you can see there's a bit of a difference there. So you'd think this would handle better than the Tops, which it would have. They would have split in less strikes. But wasn't like I was abusing it. You see, I love this knife. Love this knife. I baby them. I don't abuse them. And this was just like first hit was just gentle to get it to bite into the wood. Second and third hit was just like a wrist flick with the weight of the log, which was about 2 foot long. Birch again, weighed about pound and a half, maybe it's £2, and it was just that. Wasn't like going at it, beating it like it owes his money. I was just like wrist flick with the weight of the log, about 2 foot long, and I was hitting it on the end to get maximum energy displacement, or whatever you call it, kinetic energy on the back of the knife to get it to split with less strikes. Because if you use it in the middle, it hits with less kinetic energy, so it takes more. If you hit it right on the end, it hits with whatever science. Anyway, so I wasn't abusing it, and it took 3 strikes before it actually broke. Like I say, the first time I've tried batoning this knife, so really disappointed with that. I'm not an expert on steel, so I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. It does look like it's matte on the inside. It's a high carbon steel, but looks like there's a little bit of rust right there as well. It looks like there's a chip. Don't know if that was there before I started batoning, but there's a chip of metal missing right there. It happened right in the centre of that first bit of jimping right there, in line with the thinnest part of the blade, or the least widest part from the edge to the spine of the knife. So I don't know if it was a combination of how thin the blade is, or least wide the blade is in that jimping area, or if it was a heat treat problem. But it's held an edge pretty good. Haven't used this knife a ton though. So that's that. Not too impressed with that. Just goes to show, spend a little more on a knife and you get a lot more use out of it. I think this was £29. This was £135. And this was £135. So spend a little extra, you've got a knife for life. And that's one of the reasons why I buy slightly more expensive stuff. People go at us all the time. Why did you buy that when you could have bought this for a lot less? Because of shit like this. Though that being said, this is made in China, and I've got plenty of Chinese made fixed blades that are perfect. So I don't think this knife was made after Schrade got moved with or got took over by Smith & Wesson, because I know Schrade's had a lot of problems since then. But yeah, I'm not going to bother sending this in. Like I say, I'm moving out of this country, and the more stuff I buy is the more stuff I've got to get rid of, because I can't take it with us. But anyway, that's my knife fail of the day. Thanks for watching. Janet.